I was doing seconds. I wasn't doing normal seconds. I wasn't doing Mississippi seconds. There were seconds. I have to mute myself on stream now. Hi.
Hi. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Dorky Dev, joined by K for J and Shreekuffs.
Hi.
What a week, boys.
What a week.
What a fucking week.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. So
I don't want to talk about all the BS yet. I want people to have a chance to get here.
That's fair. Well, we should talk about how our individual weeks have been then.
What a week, boys. What a fucking week. Oh my god.
See, I feel like I already know our stories. Both of you are going to talk about how you're stressed at work, and I'm going to sit here being like,
You're wrong.
Yeah,
You're wrong.
Say, you're wrong for me too.
Work hasn't been that stressful.
Oh, mine has, but that's not the point. So like, here's the thing. My job, as far as stress goes, is like, you know, feast and famine. Like, I'm just gonna be days, maybe even weeks, where I'm not stressed at all. You know, I'm always gonna have to deal with stupid people.
Sorry.
Like that's just how the job is. And then there's gonna be days or weeks where it's just, well, this week was kind of like in the middle of that. But no, the real stress has just honestly come from trying to plan a wedding during fucking COVID. Dude,
I can see why that might be a little.
I'm over it.
A little taxing.
She's over it. Like, we're kind of just to the point where we just want to get married. We don't even care anymore. And it's just, we have changed yet another set of plans. Literally, like today, like she started talking about some stuff, and I said, "Yeah, let's definitely go with that." She feels good about it. So, like, I think we're in a better space now with it than we've been for the past couple of weeks.
Are you guys planning alone, or did you pay for somebody to plan it with you?
Oh,
like, did you hire a wedding planner?
We planned it. No, we planned it. By we, I mean she planned it. I approve. Well, you know, I have my say in a lot of the things.
Oh,
like
no, I believe it.
Back when the world wasn't on fire and turned on its head, I was given input in a lot of things. It's just conveniently like the stuff that she had already come up with, that she obsessively planned over. I think I actually only changed, like one or two things. And to be honest with you, I don't even remember what those things are. So she could have changed it back. I would never know. So I know where I'm getting married. And most importantly, I know who I'm getting married to. That's all I think I really need to know.
Yep, that's all that really matters. And if you love each other, that matters too.
Oh, yeah. She has to love me by now. She would have killed me in my sleep a long time ago. Is love important?
I'm making a joke. Listen, I'm allowed to make a joke.
I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. I don't got all that much money, so that's kind of all I got going for me. She has to love me for me, which I'm aware might seem like a tall order, but she does it. I don't know how sometimes, but she does it. So yeah, that has been the culmination of my week. And plus, honestly, my week was just with that I swear to you, like my little time off of Twitch this week was literally on Sunday night, was literally just from a mindset of, you know, we're threatening burnout. Let's just take a step back. Let's just chill. I've been very consistent. I've worked very hard on my stream the past couple months. I've earned a break. That's literally the only headspace that I was at. And then Tuesday happened. And that's the bottom, that's the top of the toilet bowl. And we just kind of just worked our way down from there.
Fair.
And that's not even counting all the other stupid nonsense that has happened Like, I was not aware that there was a Twitch blackout. I didn't really even care because I didn't know what it was for. And then I started reading up on it, and I'm like, you've got to be freaking kidding me.
Well, let's dive
Anyway.
into it.
No, because we need to know how your week went. Because
Fair
I'm
enough.
a selfish bastard if we don't ask.
Fair enough. My week's been all right.
Stephen is
Because I'm selfish if I just keep ranting. So how are you?
more or less
You guys,
where we're
you
at.
guys are well aware. I'm trying to be a little bit healthier starting this week. Which means I've been starting to drink this crap. This
See, I feel like you're
sparkling
going
water.
about it wrong, but
Listen, it's
know,
better than
you're
drinking
making an
juice.
no, you're making an attempt, and so thus, I call into question the technique, but I applaud the effort.
Well, it's one of my things is like, I could drink water all day, but after a certain point, my brain goes, I need something else.
Yeah.
Like, I walk around with this with me at work all day. I fill it 3 to 4 times a day, usually.
Yeah.
Maybe 5.
I get that.
Um,
I get that.
So I drink a lot of water usually in my day to day. If I'm just staying home the entire day, maybe a bottle of water, which is horrible for you, but I'm not doing anything if I'm not streaming. If I'm
That's
streaming,
fair.
maybe 2
Well-
to 3 bottles of water.
As a side note, the whole I demand something else, like that whole mentality there, like that is the core of like my pop addiction, 100%. Because like I'll do really good, and then eventually it just all falls apart. I was like, God.
That's like with me with energy drinks. Like, I could be good without an energy drink for a long time, but suddenly at work, I'm like, man, a Reign, a Red Bull, something. Sounds good.
Full throttle.
You're a full throttle?
The plain black can citrus, like the
Wow.
original full throttle. Now, I am no longer addicted. However, my senior year in high school, 1 a day minimum. I'm going to say it again, minimum.
Me and my friends were notorious for our collection of cans. Steven,
God.
I don't know if it was still up when you visited that one day.
I don't think it was.
In
Let me
the
ask you a
closet
question.
of our room, we had.
Was it?
Oh yes, I saw the collection.
So it was an intentional collection. Like you
Yes.
intentionally collected
Well,
cans.
the thing is, it started out with us wanting to just collect each can we got. After a certain point, we had too many duplicates, and we're like, we're just gonna have one facing of each. Everything behind it will be duplicates. It was 3 high, minimum in almost every spot 3 deep. So if it had a front facing, 4 deep. And it went, I think, with facings, it went 20-ish, 23-ish facings front, and then maybe a couple extra lines for new cans. We had a problem.
Yeah, well, so did I, and we'll throw in the lack of imagination, creativity, and a dash of laziness. I also, in my room in high school was like my worst offender days
Same.
for this. Also had a can collection on my desk, but it wasn't the intent of it was not a collection. It was literally just, it was empty. I was too lazy to go to the kitchen and throw it away.
Occasionally I do that. Like, there's still a can right here.
I cleaned off my space here a little bit ago.
I cleaned off all the cans of this. But yeah, back to this for a moment.
Yeah,
As I've gotten through this 1 8-pack that I bought,
Yeah.
I will say, as I go along, it's getting better. Which is a good thing because it means
You want to like it.
I want to like it. It's watermelon
And
flavor. I fucking love watermelon.
Yeah, and it gives you variety. It satisfies the demand of your brain going, I need something else.
Yeah. Like, it's not the most pleasant thing I could drink, but knowing it's slightly healthier than anything else, like what? Looking at the back of this, 1 can equals a serving, 0 trans fat, 0 sodium, 0 carbohydrates, 0 protein, 0 juice. It's got a little bit of flavoring in it. That's the best way to put it.
And that's the thing. And I wish that I could enjoy stuff like that more, or like this, like a lot of people like smart water. Though I heard there was a health drawback with smart water at some point. I don't even know if that's true. But it's like I just
Couldn't tell ya.
can't stand it. It's just watery flavored stuff, you know. Like I tried White Claw for the first time the other day, and funny enough, it was watermelon White Claw, and I can't get past. I can't. Like I finished the can because you know you open it, you finish it, but I didn't get another one. I had real beer later that day.
I bought oat milk and cereal, which I think is, I tried the oat milk. It's not bad. I'm pleasantly surprised as someone who really hates milk. It's a known fact about me is that I don't care for regular milk. So the fact that I found a substitute for it that I will enjoy pouring onto cereal, because growing up, being the guy who eats dry cereal makes you look weird.
Yeah, I think that's just about anywhere does.
At least you weren't the weirdo who like left for class late, so showed up to class with like a sandwich bag filled with milk and cereal. Because I did that a handful of times.
Did you really?
Yeah, I was like,
I think
crap,
that's
I'm running
incredible.
late to school. The sandwich bag, milk, cereal, plastic.
Like, and it
food.
worked out. Like, never like a bad incident with that.
No,
See,
don't
I
know.
actually, weirdo or not, if that makes you a weirdo, then I'll hop on that train with you, because that's actually that's amazing to me that you did it and it worked out.
Oh, and then
Like,
I got two new
Props
Funkos.
to you. Props to you.
I got
What
two
is
new
it?
Funkos.
Oh yeah, the Funkos that react in blue light. You said.
Yeah,
They
dude.
just react to any light, really.
Well, like
The best
they
they
pop.
react to blue.
they pop in blue light.
And then red light they hide. Oh, that's not the red. Sorry. Red light they hide. Green light they come out a little bit.
Wow.
You're just
I like that
exposing a color theory.
Hey, so Stephen, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Okay, Dev, I need you to go back to the red light. Okay, and you said red light that they're hiding.
Yes.
Here. Okay. Stephen, can you agree with that? Like they're a little more
Yeah,
hiding?
they blend in.
Okay.
Sure.
Green light. And now they still pop back out.
Mhm.
God, my eyes are fucked up.
Oh, yeah, because you're red-green.
So reverse that. Actually, they pop in the red, but they hide in the green.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
That's
Not like
nuts.
completely- Not like completely invisible, but essentially the effect that you're witnessing in under the lights, how they kind of dim out and then they pop again, is reverse. See, right now they're
So-
popped.
So
Right
you
now-
see
now
like
they're
the
back to
green
popping.
highlights and everything on it?
Yeah.
Or... Okay.
Yeah, and then but you go back to green and then they dim. They go they're dull. They don't pop. Yeah, it's
Weird.
noticeably pop.
I mean,
It's
not weird, but like
noticeable-
that's
No,
I've
it is
never...
weird. No, I promise. Weird's a good word. It's worse on the Captain America because he's got little, like less stuff showing.
I feel like the majority of the glow in the dark neon stuff though is the skin tone. Like it's a reddish
yeah.
skin tone. So if you
It's
can't see the glowing red skin tone,
Which is funny. If you hadn't have said anything, like if you hadn't have said that yeah they hide in this and then they pop in this, I'm sitting here going, I'm literally seeing the opposite happen.
Well, it's because also like
it's
I
not
like
computer.
under purple,
It's a little. I don't compute, man. It's bad. It's
purple
so bad
and
sometimes.
magenta. Charmander also pops with them, but then you go to like anywhere outside of those two colors, Charmander just disappears again.
It just It,
Oh, he
well,
pops
not
in
here.
yellow, which is warm. Oh, that light's actually kind of nice, kind of warmer.
Dude, that's like Charmander looks like a lamp on your shelf right now to me. Like I don't know if that's the same with anybody else, but it's
And then
literally
just
like
disappears.
yeah, and then it disappears everywhere else.
Hi,
Back,
Dragon, we're being a bunch of
disappears.
nerds.
Nerds.
We're being nerds because I got new Funkos.
We're being nerds to admire his new Funkos, and then we're also like poking at my color blindness. Like,
Yeah,
this is-
because-
I mean, I started it. So like,
Jay,
don't blame-
Jay sees this pop out for them, and then they hide in this, Which is the opposite for
Again-
everyone else right now.
Again, but like again, for the record, I still see them. I still like see them clearly.
Yeah.
It's just their color is
Their
not
color
as
is
vibrant.
by hiding. I mean their color pop because they're neon.
Yeah,
ones
100%.
That I showed off on
So,
Creatively Casual this
It's
week.
so fucking stupid. I hate it. I hate it so much.
I love having this, by the way.
Dude, and here's the thing, right? Like, one of my hobbies is I edit photos, and they're accurate, and they look damn good when I'm done. Like,
it's impressive, dude.
and that's adjusting lighting and warm light, cold, like all of it. And I'm just, I ask people all the time. I was like, "Does this look good?" And I was just like, "Dude, yeah, it looks amazing." That's the reason I'm never certain of my work, because it's like there's always that chance. It's like I've missed something somewhere, surely.
You can do lighting, just don't mess with color. You'll be fine.
No, I've even
He's got to do
tweaked
color
before. That's the
correction
thing.
too. Some.
I have tweaked color. I have done color correction. I have done faint color correction. Well, actually, no. Yeah, no. Well, so I did it. This is through tutorial, but I actually had to add color to a black and white photo.
Ooh.
Dude, that's a really involved, really cool process, Steven. Because I know. I mean, I don't know, Dev, if you're ever interested, but I know just Steven's the other Photoshop guy of our trio.
I was gonna say that, it feels like that would take a year, but.
So, like, the settings of it. So, like, here's the thing: is like, unless you have the hardest problem is that unless you have like source material to work with, like here's a black and white photo, and then here's the person, like in a color photo, and I would like the color transferred to this photo because it's a nice photo or whatever. There are a bunch of these tricks. So, like, it's from a Udemy course that I had purchased, and it's. I credit the whole base of my Photoshop knowledge these days, like, to that course, and that's why I'm as good with it as I am now. So.
Yeah, no, I thought, like, I want to try to do.
Dude, wait, what's the emote? Wait,
The
is that
Heart with
dragons?
Fire. Yeah.
I love it. Sorry, what?
I want to try at least sometime in the next year or so, learning a little bit of. Since I'm gonna probably have a more set schedule as time goes on, like taking time to learn like animation stuff like that. That's more my wheelhouse where I would be able to do stuff personally, where I would enjoy things.
I honestly feel in editing, like I do animations via keyframes, so it's zooms and movements and all that stuff. And keyframe animation is the most annoying thing that I do when it comes to video editing. Like,
you do a lot of it for me, and I've noticed, and I appreciate all of it.
Sounds like it'd be pretty bad.
Which, by the way, if you guys haven't watched the highlight video today, Steven did some really good fucking like classic memes in there, and I fucking love it. At this moment, he knew he fucked up.
Is that you trying to go through Resident Evil?
you appear a couple of times.
For the record. Wait, I what?
You appear in it, remember? Because that was the night that I was trying to beat that thing. And then I was like, fuck this.
Man.
I'm done. I'll come back to it because obviously I'm not making progress because I'm too fucked in the head right now.
I don't know what I don't know what Dev's complaining about. I thought that was a fun night. Like,
That was fun.
It was a fun night. I just fucking hate that boss.
Like, I especially, my favorite part
it's
of the
so
whole...
funny. Go ahead.
I was about to say, my favorite part of this highlight video is there's a moment where Jay is it'll show up in a Resident Evil video. Don't get me wrong. Sorry, I studied there. But there's a moment when you start talking like, oh, and this is the moment when the bad guy's gonna show up. And then as soon as you say it, Dev gets jump scared.
Yeah.
And it was funny. And it got better because you were like, you were laughing a little bit. And then the jump scare happens a second time, and Dev goes from like, to, and it was freaking great.
Is it the part where the fire starts?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that part.
I
didn't know what was happening. I didn't know what to do. That fucking thing hit me so many times in that room, and there's nowhere to move besides back and forth, but it keeps fucking hitting you.
Move until he doesn't hit you.
Fuck you.
That's
not how it works.
I love it. I'm so happy that happened.
You should watch the video at
I'm gonna watch
YouTube
the video.
Sports-
100%. Absolutely.
Dev, you should
Cool,
post
cool
when the
dude
videos go
providing
live more
narration in the background. Heck yeah, I'll watch that video. That sounds like premium content.
Maybe this next time I will do that. Have Stephen and Jay. Whoa, I could cut it that way.
Hashtag content with a highlighted message. That says it all right there.
Content. No, and then this week has been good. Steven, how's your week been?
It's been pretty interesting, only because, well, nothing's changed except for the fact that we've been playing Minecraft. And because it's the only thing that's been different in my life in the last 3 months, I'm addicted to it. And I've played it nonstop.
That's fair, actually. Like I can't judge that.
No, without a doubt.
I cannot even.
So
No, I won't even bother poking fun at that.
no, it's fine though. You could poke fun all you want, but it's been to the point where, like, yesterday was Thursday. Yes. Yesterday it was around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was like, I'm gonna start playing Minecraft. And then I was like, wait, fuck, it's Thursday. I gotta make a video for Dev. Damn it! And I spent all day making a video for Dev, and then I never got to play until about 10 o'clock at night because so many other circumstances happened.
And at this point, you were shaking from withdrawals. At this point,
this whole day, I was like, I need to
play Minecraft.
Close. I was like, I want to play Minecraft, man. I need to finish this. And then
You're
I never
addicted.
played.
You are fucking addicted right now.
And then I never played it because yesterday Magic the Gathering released its newest set of cards online.
Oh, how's that going?
I pre-purchased like a pack of 50 packs.
All right, cool.
And
I'm gonna stop you right here though. What you need to do, okay? Listen, is once you come across cards that you like, and you have a deck that you like, you are not allowed to brag about it through a digital medium because they're just gonna nerf it again.
Yep.
Like,
I
you
just can't talk about it at all.
you need, like, as bad as we'd want to hear it, like, you can write us a letter detailing your likes about it, because I feel it's the only way it'll be safe now.
I need it on Ancient Scroll.
Conspiracy theorists could surmise that you are the reason they get nerfed.
Probably, yes.
I need it on Ancient Scroll sent by horseback.
The only thing they have in common is you like them a lot, and thus they get nerfed.
It's like, yeah. That's, yes. That's the only answer.
So.
I know that Dork is a temp? What? Also, just a side note, if and when we ever get merch, can we put Sup Nerds on something? Like, can we do that? Because I
don't know if that's us. I don't think we can do that because it's someone else's catchphrase.
I don't think we can either. But I'm sitting there like, this gets used enough. I feel
like everyone who comes in, sup nerds,
sup nerds,
sup nerds,
sup nerds, Dragon Dig it.
What's up, dorks?
Level
usually.
did it.
You know, actually, I'm cool with it. Sup nerds.
I don't think I've ever seen this person in the chat before. Hi.
Bella?
Oh, they're here.
Bella's awesome. Bella's been like.
I don't think I've ever seen it. Bella? Okay.
Or Bell. I do Bella for some reason because like my brain does Bell and adds an A. But
I don't know if you like knew the person. It was just there was an A, but
no, they've been hanging out here for a while. God, when like
words
since like last year they've been in and out of the community, like in and out of podcasts showing up. So.
Well, if you've been here since I've been on the show, I apologize because I.
You drink a lot of the show, Jay.
I'm drinking. Yeah. That's a real ugly implication, actually. Now that I think about it. Whoops.
So yeah, I think the week's all been all right for us then. Overall, the world, on the other hand.
Bless America. Like,
okay, I'm gonna say this. Where do we want to start?
Twitch,
got it.
Just get it out of the way. Get out of the way.
Platform we're on right now. Don't ban us.
So,
dude, honestly, fuck them. I mean, it's just...
They did. This is their update on stuff. They talked about how they are working on banning the worst offenders right now and stuff like that. From, if you don't know, hey, welcome to Twitch and Twitter and the internet. How you missed this is impressive. Because a lot of people have been outed as being sexual assaulters, scumbags, rapists, pedos, and all in between. For
Just put them all in the general category of human garbage. Okay, let's move on.
Scumbags. And so Twitch is, saying they're gonna take action and stuff, and they've banned some people. I saw a list of it earlier, like I Am Spoon, and a few others. Hold on, let me look at the list. Let me find the list real quick. Am Spoon.
On my side of Twitter, I feel like I Am Spoon was like the big one that a lot of people were excited about.
Blessing RNG, who had a worldwide emote. That's no longer there. Warwitch TV, Dread Clone, and Wolf 21 have all been banned. And there's a lot of other people who have been have had allegations ranging from like Mini Lad, who had I read into that, and it was messed up to say the least. Because it definitely threw me for a loop because I looked up to the dude.
Did Doc get permabanned? Sorry, I knew he was banned. I didn't know if he got permabanned.
Like,
Did he?
Absolutely. Here's the thing. I'm seeing a lot of articles right now that said that he has, but of course, they're all saying reportedly. Randomly for no reason.
I feel like that can't be true.
No, it looks like it's true
Bible-
from what everyone's saying.
Well, here's the thing. It looks like what everybody's true, only due to frequency. Like, I'll believe it if I'll first believe it when I don't see his streams anymore, I guess. But
For longer than just a 1 month period.
let's see. Dude, I don't know. That's freaking crazy.
I mean, his whole career is about being toxic on the internet. So maybe if they want to do inclusivity,
There might be some.
Well, like, the thing is like, as far as like what these other people are getting banned for, like by comparison to him just kind of being an asshole, I kind of feel like they would have bigger fish to fry, really.
Well, I'm
But,
also like, apparently there may be. I have like, there's no official stuff that I can find so far, but some of the murmurs looking through it are that like the person that he cheated on his wife is also saying it was assault. Which I'm not finding any concrete statements on it. Also it could be DMCA. Also, I mean, because
Could be. Dude, man, that is another thing that
They
we
talk about
talked
that
about
at
it.
all?
I think we talked.
No.
I think we talked about it last week.
Yeah, we talked about it last week.
But it was still just like, that thing is still just blows my mind. It's like now of all times that they're just like, oh hey, okay, yeah, we're gonna start.
Well, it's the goddamn freaking studios and stuff like that, the music studios.
yeah, they're not making any money right now since no one's going out for tours, and because
Yeah.
no one's buying albums and nothing's new.
Yeah, no one's releasing new albums and stuff like that. People are like, the only person that I've really followed that like I know has dropped an album during this is Run the Jewels. And they dropped their album early, with everything going on. But like, yeah, no, the whole thing, and then Twitch blackout happened. which I think what it like I didn't stream that day. Like I understand both sides of like should like is being silent the right idea or not? Because again, there isn't a. I mean, it got noticed. I will say that. Like BBC reported on it, about it, which says something because like BBC
that
only
it
like
trended so much, or like
yeah
they
that it
showed
trended so
statistics,
much.
like that so much. Well, but like, so here's my question. I guess really is like, are there any? Because again, I haven't looked into it because this is just I deal with enough bullshit, and so I did stray from the whole Twitch blackout thing and all this other stuff, so I don't know as much about it. But I guess my question is, it trended a bunch. Knew that if you're on any corner of Twitter, you'll see something about it, more than likely. But like, were there like statistics that showed like activity was like that noticeably low? On Twitch,
Not that I know of.
did
I
BBC
haven't looked
just
into
make
that.
Did BBC just make their report solely due to the fact that it just became such a trending thing?
Because it
Probably
became
that
such
one.
a trending thing.
Yeah.
If there was an impact, I think it would be more noteworthy. But it's like the problem I had with this whole blackout thing was it was both talked about but not all at the same time.
Yeah. Like it came out of nowhere, I feel like.
Mhm. I only
Like,
saw
hey,
one
hashtag
tweet
Twitch
about
blackout.
it. Yeah. I only saw one bit of information about it, and then
Okay.
I was like, "Oh, okay. I guess people are doing this. That's cool." And I never looked anything else into it again. Even on the day that the blackout happened, I saw like
What
most
day
of the
even
people I
was
follow.
that? Like, this is
Wednesday,
where I'm at.
24th.
Wednesday? Like,
Well, I'm out of the three of us, I'm on Twitter the most, I think.
that's probably valid.
So I had the most like
Didn't even know.
in-depth.
Yeah, see, me neither.
No, yeah,
That's not much.
I was probably the most like on there and researching stuff and looking into stuff.
Probably the most informed, and yet you still probably don't know much more than us about it.
Well, I know more about it. Like, it wasn't necessarily unstructured. There was a group of streamers that came up with the idea, and it was picked up by a lot of other streamers too. Mind you, there was other streamers who said, "I don't want to be silent about this," and some of them are the ones who were assaulted by other people.
See, that's
and I like fully understand not wanting to be silent during this time because that makes sense, 100%. I also don't think like for me, I don't think like I have a place in the discussion necessarily, at least not in this form of the conversation.
just
but-
for what it was about and all that
Well,
stuff.
yeah, I mean, it's complicated in some ways because it's just like
that's a general way to put it. Yeah.
yeah, it's a general way to put it, but it's more that like this wasn't my voice in this wasn't gonna make a difference in the sense of like I don't know, like it's the same thing with Black Lives Matter. Like I'm the we're not exactly the targeted like group in that. So
what you're talking about? I'm just kidding. Keep going.
so I don't want to necessarily take away from those voices. So even if they didn't like, especially those who were like who had things happen to them weren't going to be part of the blackout, I was, because that's one less like voice who to get in the way of it, I guess, if that makes sense. That's how I looked at it from my perspective on it. Other people were just saying they wanted it. Most of it was just so that Twitch would notice. I mean, Twitch seemingly did notice because they did make their little presser that I showed there, where they went, you know, with we want to provide an update on our investigations into recent allegations of sexual assault and harassment involving Twitch streamers and actions we're taking. they go through all that. We're committed to our efforts to make Twitch a safer environment with more tools to combat harassment and hate.
Here's so first of 2 points for me personally. The first, does this include the cat eater?
No, the cat
Nope.
eater is not on the list.
Nope, because it's for a whole other set of reasons.
Yeah.
Like,
That actually, quick tangent since we mentioned this. So there's something on the news that I saw earlier today that really annoyed me. That was the headline of the news article was the headline of the news that was on the television said child found in cage, and a press conference addressing the finding of a child found in a cage. And all the press conference did was talk about all the different animals that they found in cages, and kind of ignored the fact that they found a toddler in a cage. And that's what the whole conference was about. So, sorry. No. That being said, the lack of voices and things, and not wanting to get in the way. Sorry, Dev, for interrupting.
Oh, you're good.
God bless. That just this is just like part, like, oh my, I got nothing to follow. I got nothing at all to follow that up with. But
and Dragon brings up a good point here. She didn't stream on Wednesday to be a part of it. I know some people did stream Wednesday and specifically spent stream talking about the problem. Even if you weren't one of the people that are negatively affected by these movements, more people talking about the problems and bringing awareness to the issues does help. And I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, no, I mean, we've seen it with Black Lives Matter.
Oh, yeah.
I agree with it, but also at the same time, like I 100% agree with that statement there. But at the same time, me sitting at home sharing memes about my political opinions really doesn't feel like I'm doing much.
Well, that's different.
Like, no, I'm not just sharing memes though, but some of it's like valid arguments, some of it's funny comments about people, like some stupid president's opinion or something.
Well, yeah.
So,
I mean, this is different
but
because
here's the
this
reason.
issue is so gaming culture has problems with women. You can look back to Gamergate when that happened, and before, and it's a male centric industry. So and guys, for some fucking reason, seem to think that when they're in power, they can use that to their advantage. And it just isn't okay, and it should never be okay.
No,
but it keeps
should not
fucking happening. So, if a mass outing changes things and starts to really definitively make a difference for once, because that's the thing. There have been people who are added on this list, because like with I don't know if you guys know who Haley Baby is, but she's been on a streamer on the platform for a while. But the person who like assaulted her Satellizer, that happened that got outed multiple times, and after the first time I heard about it, I stopped watching videos. I unfollowed him, did everything. And even to the point where if one of the people I liked watching on YouTube was playing with them, I didn't watch that video. Like, cause I didn't want anything to involve that person.
Mm-hmm.
And it took this time to actually see some repercussions to it so far. Oh yeah, no, they would have been fucking cut off.
Isn't it fun that Vikings are more socially advanced than us today?
Dude, the fucking people were scared.
they had
the English were scared of them because they actually the English women.
Well,
no, because the English women found the Vikings more attractive because they bathed regularly. Vikings bathed a lot. They were clean. Like,
Yeah, I mean, they
and
had to.
speaking
They were
of-
doing blood sacrifices all the time. You can't
Well, and
smell like
speaking
shit.
shut
of-
up.
you know, and speaking of women in Viking culture, like shield maidens aren't media. Like that was
No, that's a real
That's a
fucking
thing.
thing.
Mhm.
that's a thing that happened. And
Yeah, no, I
probably
just
the only society that I can think of, like straight up, that men and women were on even tier.
I don't know, like indigenous people, especially like North America, like they were relatively equal. Like they each had their part to society
No,
that
that's
they helped.
fair. Well, and to the point that matriarchs were among. That's a fair point.
I
Hi,
mean, heck,
kiddo.
even in Mexico, in Hispanic cultures, they are matriarchal societies.
No.
Even though it doesn't seem that way in the home, they're, yeah. I don't know how else to say this without sounding ignorant. Hi, Frankie, by the way.
Dragon, I don't know how I feel about you trying to rope my fiance into.
As
This
long
kind
as
of-
you're fine, there are no problems, Jay.
Well, and the
no,
other
it's
thing too is
actually
like,
not even.
like, I don't know. It's just, I want people to stop being scumbags, man. It's
Yeah,
not that
and-
hard.
It's not that hard, but at the same time, people want what they want, and a lot of people want what they want at the expense of others, and that's honestly, unfortunately, really never going to go away entirely. But the biggest problem with it is that it was just accepted. It's been accepted as just part of the norm that, why bother? Can't do anything about it. Now people kind of try to realize that if a bunch of us are loud enough, I think something could be done about it. But as a side thing to what I was going to mention earlier, I actually was taking a break from Twitch this week, and it was solely for just I needed a break. I mean, really, I had no clue any of this other bullshit was going down. Boys will be boys. God, I want to punch people in the face every time they say it.
Oh, without a doubt. I was just typing that out in chat. I was, God, I hate that statement.
Because like boys will be boys, no, because I didn't feel like I was any different from a lot of the other boys that I grew up with, and I never wanted to do any of that bullshit. So stop using it as a fucking excuse, 100%.
Oh yeah, if anyway, yeah, I 100% agree.
I was just wanting just to reset, and like looking at all this other bullshit going on, like I might take another week. I don't even know. It's just like I don't want to. I honestly, one, I don't want to deal with it. Two, I like low key almost don't want to be affiliated with the platform anymore, just given the fact that all this other bullshit's going on. But
Let's move
on the
to
other
YouTube.
on the other
Let's say-
flip side of that,
There's no place right now really where like Twitch is here, but they neglect. They don't interact. They let things happen, and then the world burns.
well, so and
on-
also, well, so like my flip side to that is number one, I've put a lot of time and energy into my channel, and plus, it essentially falls onto people that have some sense in their head, namely those assembled here and others, that they're the exception to the rule. Because the rule is what these guys are being called out for now. Like that's been the rule, whether we like it or not. And so you go out and you make yourself the exception. That's what you do. So do I want to go away and just not deal with it anymore? Sure. Will I? Probably not.
Yeah, well, that's the thing for me. Like, there's nowhere else that for me, like, I do better with like streaming than I did with like, because I did like early into doing YouTube stuff, I would just record stuff separately. And for me, I do better streaming wise because there's more engagement, even on a night that like maybe two people stop by for a little bit. There's more for me to go off of than there is like if I was playing solo player games than there would be if I'm streaming. Like I tried doing Mass Effect, and if you ever go back to watch me play that, it is rough because I'm just like, I don't know entirely what to talk about on Mass Effect 1 because it's the beginning of everything, but I feel like whatever I'm going to say has already been said. And at the same time, it's just like,
If I was about to say,
So
if
what,
that's the
like-
whole, if that's the problem, I felt like, what's the point of playing any game ever?
no, for me, I'm
like-
I'm funnier if I have other people.
So like,
I know that.
with games like that, it's more of, I don't know, really at that point, like playing a game. Let's say like I was going to try to put up a Mass Effect series tomorrow, which I'm not, but let's just say that I was. I start with Mass Effect 1 and I'm playing it. Really, at this point, what I personally would talk about is whether it's pre-recorded and I have no audience, or I have an audience of however many is stopping by stream. Would honestly just be about my nostalgia about the game, and just this or that or whatever.
Well, could you do that through like the 60+ hours you'd play the game?
No, I totally could, actually. You actually have no clue who you're talking to.
No, that's fair. I'm just asking, because me, after a certain point, I'm just gonna.
Mass Effect is an unfair subject for me with this question. Like, put me to any other game series, I would probably have problems. But this is like the one. Yeah, no, I actually could totally pull this off.
Fair. Me, on the other hand, it's like, for me, I'm not saying I'm not funny. I just think I'm more entertaining if I have something to bounce off of, other than just myself. Because if it's just myself, it doesn't work as well. Because it's just...
I don't know what you're talking about. Those Resident Evil series is going pretty well when you by yourself.
Dragon, I'm
okay,
not
but
doing
I
that.
still have chat. That's the thing. I still have chat during it. And scary games are a different breed entirely. Because me playing a scary game is funny no matter what. All right?
Oh, man.
Let's be
I
real.
can vouch for that. Yeah, 100%.
You can listen to me playing a scary game and laugh.
Oh, man.
But
Put that on audio, like on a long drive. I'd be entertained the whole way.
you're not wrong. Like literally, there are times when I'm working on a video for you, Dev, and then I'll hear my stepmom in the other room laugh because she hears, ah, 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 as he's running away.
You know, she knows entirely who I am too at this point. Like, at least through this. I can't wait for TwitchCon 2021 when I do the road trip down and I finally meet both of them. Because they can finally put fully the personality with the person.
It'll be a time.
And then after you leave, they'll question Stephen for an hour, going, "So where did you find that?"
Oh, I went to high school with them. I had no choice.
Oh, fuck you,
I
asshole.
went to
How
middle
much?
school with them, actually.
Dragon, there's no number.
Jay
Mass
could start
Effect
working on it
series?
tomorrow for all you.
No,
I'm
I don't
still,
have
like,
enough time to like. I still want to do some YouTube exclusive stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm waiting. Number one, I'm waiting for my logo to be revamped, and number two is I'm still drawing up plans like for stuff, and then of course number three, and this is actually the hardest one of the whole damn list, is finding time to do it.
Finding time to
'Cause
do
it's
it is
not
the hardest
something-
part of any list.
My streams at this point like actually prohibit me from doing anything other than the stream itself, because I have to worry about, not so much worry, I have to be prepared to accommodate all my channel point redemptions now, which makes streams very fun. Don't get me wrong, I'm very glad that I went this route, but like one of the things I want to do, I've talked to Deb about it, was essentially Destiny 2 challenge runs through strikes, and to where I bring back the wheel, but on the wheel are weapon types that were on that's it. Like every player is only allowed to use the one weapon type that the wheel lands on, which sucks because I include heavy weapons with this, which have limited ammo, and so we could all get royally screwed.
We wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, we could. I
We'd-
think we totally could.
Well, I would
'Cause,
say
okay, the odds are astronomically low that all three of us land on heavy. That's the thing. And even if it did, because it's totally fine. What you essentially do is use machine guns, and then if somebody throw down a raid banner, we're fine. You have heavy ammo, and it's gonna drop. Like we're good. We can.
you have it set to like what type of ammo drop it is?
No, just what.
I
with
thought we were
raid
gonna do
banners?
gun like grenade launcher only. Or like,
No, yeah, no, that's yeah, no, 100%. Like if it lands on grenade launcher, then you can only use grenade launcher. However, I would be a little generous with that, and so you can use either Wither Horde or righteous fortune or outrageous fortune. So either the primary or the heavy.
fair. Sorry,
So-
chat's being mean.
I'm about to say, why
Yeah,
are they
I
shit
love
talking
this
you
topic.
so much?
I
Why
want to
are
add
they
in, but I can't.
Why are they shit talking so much? Oh man.
Listen,
But,
you paid plenty for your fucking slaps. They were plenty fair, because one of them fucking punched me.
Still not worth the money.
Still not worth it, buddy.
Worth the money for me, because I made an extra $50 on top of everything.
Hey, Frankie,
You
you're the
chose
one who
to give
left
them away.
Yeah,
You said, who wants to slap Dev?
that was your choice.
That's all you do is shit talk. Yeah, I mean, we know, but
I don't-
usually there's
I-
not a.
Hey,
Usually
mate,
you don't incite a mob in chat. Usually.
Oh, talking about shit talk. We
Oh.
could talk about the other competitors to Twitch. That got shit talk quite a bit here and there.
Dun,
Which one? YouTube
dun, dun,
streaming?
dun,
Facebook
dun,
gaming?
Dun, 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 dun.
Mixer is
I still
dead,
can't believe this was a
guys.
thing. I still can't believe this was a thing. Yet
Like-
another thing that just came out of freaking nowhere.
I was about to say, I almost feel like right now would be the best time for Mixer to exist. Now that
Apparently, it
there's-
hasn't though. It's done horrible during this time.
well, I mean, like
yeah.
right now specifically, now that there's all this added Twitch drama.
Well,
And-
the
and-
problem was one of the ups at Mixer got added as racist because they called their they called their partners slaves when the only black guy working there called them out on it. She defended it and said he was the one overreacting.
Fuck.
So that's when he left.
Yeah.
So apparently a lot of people had no idea this was going on, are going to happen. So a lot of partners just got dropped. No warning. But they were pushing for Facebook Gaming because apparently, Facebook Gaming was like, well, we'll give you like $250 to come over here to our totally not fake stats on our views and stuff like that, and changing how the algorithm works because that's not totally how College Humor and Funny or Die and Dorkly all got killed off. Nope, totally not how that happened. Nope. I'm not bitter about it because I fucking love Dorkly.
You also have no opinions about this at all. You're just
No.
straight, just unbiased. Just
I'm completely
Colin's
unbiased
call.
towards Facebook in general. If you can't tell how fucking sarcastic I am about this, I fucking hate Facebook. It is the worst.
But you don't. But Bezos bucks. I don't know. I don't know. Facebook itself has. Sorry, I got distracted there. Facebook itself and me, I don't. Everything just sucks. Just social media. Everything through the internet, like every platform that ever existed, is there to take advantage of you. Sure, it's
2020 quote right there. Just it all sucks.
like
Right
sure,
there.
it might be convenient. but
That's
it's
the
also
mantra
gonna
for
take
2020.
advantage.
I don't know, man. Like, the.
And I agree with Frankie here.
I mean,
Like 100%. That's the whole reason I even keep Facebook. Is like, I occasionally keep track of relatives. I have a friends group chat that we've had active for years now. If I honestly could have the Messenger app, like just by
itself?
and not have
Yes.
to use Facebook ever.
Oh,
Done.
Yeah, same. But you have to have fucking Facebook, which means when I do click on Facebook, I end up in that weird wormhole where it's nothing but Smosh videos. Because I watched one once, and it was like try not to laugh, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of entertaining.
You didn't. No, not just one Smosh, but come on.
No, I did it once, and then my feed was Smosh and Rhett and Link.
Oh, so you watched. So let me get this straight. You watched the Smosh video, the one Smosh video,
Yes.
on Facebook, and then that's what triggered the
flood.
algorithm wormhole. Okay, but just so I'm clear, because that's strangely enough, this is not what I'm getting the most hung up on. You have watched more than one Smosh video.
Yes. Since
Okay.
then, if I'm on Facebook, yeah, because I find some of that stuff kind of funny occasionally. Like they're eat it or eat it. I don't know. When I'm on Facebook, what better is there on there?
You don't. Number one, you don't look for videos on Facebook, Dev.
I don't. I'm literally
just
just
pop
trying to
up
scroll
sometimes.
to fucking like find someone, like someone's post, but it's a flood of political bullshit, Smosh videos, and I do also like the Viva La Dirt. They're an Australian group who do really funny videos, like Epic NPC guy, and stuff like that. Those are genuinely fucking hilarious. But yeah. I don't know, man. It's
Like Facebook is so strange because my Facebook will change from like oddly satisfying, like it'll be like friends, family, it'll be gifts, it'll go into political stuff because I started posting political stuff on my Facebook, and then suddenly it'll take a left turn and it'll be like, now we're watching videos about people cooking ribs. Now we're watching videos about people slicing up food. And now we're watching videos of people slicing up blocks of sand. And it's like, what?
by the way, this is what Bell just did, by the way, the sup nerds on screen.
Is it on screen?
It's on screen right now. In 5 minutes.
That's
That's pretty good.
Not bad, not bad.
I like it. I like it.
I was about to say, I can't do character drawings to save my life, so.
I want to get back into art because I was all right at it.
I got so happy because like my only real creative artsy outlet that I have is photography and Photoshop, and the zoo near us actually opened for members here recently, and so we actually got to go, and I have new pictures that I get to look at. So I was actually super happy about it.
5-minute house hack videos. Those are fun. I've been seeing this one lately where people will put like a plastic wrap or something around the back of their hairdryer, and then they'll put a top of a bottle to the hairdryer, and now your hairdryer is a vacuum. So that's interesting.
I mean, for me, I don't know. Like, I keep watching Viva La Dirt. There's also this other Australian group of 3 guys who just drop things off this really tall tower.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Oh man, who is it? Because they did a collab with this other guy that like made like the world's largest, strongest trampoline.
Oh, really? How'd that go?
Yeah,
Oh.
dude. Dude, actually really successful. They bounced a car and they bounced a boat. Like,
That's
successfully.
awesome.
Successfully. It was so fucking terrifying to watch. But yeah, they call it the drop tower. Oh my gosh, what are these guys' names? I actually just found them recently. But yeah, they call it the drop tower, and they do all sorts of crazy experiments over there. They originally did, so they did like a smaller scale trampoline video. And they're like, we need to collab with this guy, and we need to like do that. And dude, like the actual fabric of the trampoline was Kevlar, industrial grade springs about this freaking long. I mean, they could walk under it, and I think they could actually walk straight under it without really ducking all that much. Like, it was
How
a
ridiculous.
huge freaking.
How ridiculous?
Are those the guys? Are those the guys?
Okay.
Oh man.
When I stumble upon their video, I stop because I'm like, all right, you fucking idiots. What are you dropping onto what this time? What's the target?
Dude, and the thing is, like, the guy they collaborated with, I know you've seen these videos. He is the one who rigged a booby trap package for thieves.
Oh,
package
is it the
thieves.
guy who works
The
with Mr.
glitter
Beast?
bomb.
He's this guy. No.
Oh.
he doesn't work for like this guy. He's mostly like he's more science and engineer type.
Well, yeah,
stuff.
I
Like he incorporates humor and stuff into his stuff, but he is definitely.
is he the one
more
who
of
went to the amusement park as well to figure out how rigged they are and stuff like that using science and stuff?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I guess there's a different guy who does similar stuff then. God
Hang on,
forbid
let
that
me-
happens on the internet.
Yeah, I think that's
Have you heard of our podcast?
Mark. Mark Rober is his name.
Rober?
Rober, yeah, Mark Rober.
Let me see.
He did a squirrel ninja.
Oh, no, this is the guy I'm
octopus
talking about.
Oh yeah, I saw him.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Did
he works
do
with
this?
featured channels, Mr. Beast. He works with Mr. Beast and stuff.
Oh, Mr. Beast has a new thing soon too.
The finger on the app challenge. Yeah.
Wait, what is he doing this time?
There's a finger on the app challenge where the last person to keep their finger on their phone on an app that he made wins $25,000. The caveat is you have to do things as well, like you have to move to certain areas to keep interactive, or else people will just grab these like fake silicone finger, whatever. They'll figure something out. But yeah,
When's this gonna be?
I'll look it up.
I'm not that.
I was about to say, I feel like you should look this up, Dev. I don't want to.
How
I'm
much
not-
vacation
I'm
time do I
not-
have left?
I'm not. I'm not that. I'll look for my big break elsewhere. Thank you.
I'd
Because
rather.
my fucking luck, my phone would just die. Like,
Yeah,
it's
mine
kinda,
would too.
That's kind of just nah. I'm good.
June 3rd. Oh, yeah, I don't have time to request that off.
Then you could just sit there all day at work with one hand on your phone.
Oh, yeah,
like,
that'll go well.
how can I help you, boss? What are you doing? Trying to win $25,000.
Why on the
Plot twist,
30th?
Plot twist. The boss goes, carry on.
Yeah.
On a fucking Tuesday? Are you mad, Mr. Beast? What the fuck?
I mean, let's be real. The people that really want it, like, they'll do what they got to do. He makes really unfair Minecraft videos where people can win 10 grand being the last to survive. So he has no remorse.
I
It's
know.
like you're getting money for free. So it's like why? I mean, why would you have remorse?
I mean, 25K is technically more than I make in a year.
That's sad.
Well, yeah.
Or, no, actually, it's a little under what I make in a year.
I was about to say,
Added with
federal
what I've
minimum
made
wage-
in the year so far, with that, would be more than I make in a year.
I was about to say, I think federal minimum wage is $14,000 in a year.
Oh. I thought you guys said like 1450. I'm like, what? No.
Negatory.
That's why you can't finish my sentences for me. You never know where I'm gonna.
Hey, shut up. It's a bad habit of mine. It's that fucking ADD, man. I don't know. It's that like, I've thought about this. I think I finally figured out why I do that.
I love it how this is the subject we somehow landed on.
Hey,
Continue.
it's just how the show
Yeah,
goes.
we said we are gonna start talking about Mixer, and now we're talking about ADD.
We can get
We
back to
talked about
Mixer.
Mixer. Mixer's dead. Like, we're fine. Go on. Mixer's dead. End of story. I want to hear about Dev's ADD.
Okay. Well, I
Because
figured out
honestly,
why.
between the two, that's more interesting to me.
I think I figured out why I do the like I jump ahead in someone's sentence when like even when they stop for a word. It may be like a weird tick that I do with ADD mixed with my like manic impulsiveness, that my brain figures out what word might be going there, and then my brain just says it just impulsively. Like, it might be a combination of both frontal lobe fucking things interacting with each other in the worst possible way of me just blurting out what I think is about to be said. So, I think that might be why I do it. Which, because I've honestly, I've spent years trying not to do it. Because my dad gets pissed off at me when I do it. It's because I do it sometimes when he's pissed off at, like, let's say we did something dumb and stupid, and he's trying to, like, as a kid, trying to correct us and stuff like that. So he's got to be stern. He's got to be a little angry. But then my dumbass brain goes, this, like, as his sentence is going, and it's like, no, I'm not trying to say that. Stop interrupting me. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to do it. I'm not trying to. I don't mean to. It's just, it's a weird, like, impulse thing my brain just does. No matter, like, because the other thing too is, I can't necessarily predict when it would happen, because it's when someone doesn't, doesn't finish their, doesn't necessarily finish their sentence in one take, so they take a moment to finish it. My brain immediately goes, they're gonna say this, and just says it. And I don't know why. And I think I'm figuring it out. Because it would make sense that the ADD that, like, just isn't always, is paying attention, but is also trying to catch up in conversation sometimes. That's why sometimes I say huh and stuff like that. Even though I maybe heard everything you're saying, my brain is processing everything you're saying. But if I'm also manic, my brain's going like a million miles a minute. So, like, that combination of the two could just be that my brain just impulsively goes, yeah, just what you're about to say, I think you're about to say, and sometimes it works. Doesn't mean it's good.
A lot of times not.
I want to say a lot of times, necessarily. Nah.
No, I mean, I don't. It's not the worst thing in the world, I guess.
That's fair, Star.
Can vouch. Can vouch.
Well, I mean, like, for me, like, I don't know. It's just, it's the most likely, like, right there, I would have done it to me. Because I just repeated the word twice. But for me, I think it's the most likely answer that I could come up with. Without being a trained, psychologist. And studier of the brain. Knowing what.
Studier of the brain.
Well, yeah, because there's multiple different ways to study the brain: neurology, psychology.
I don't care about the variety. I'm just the words that you chose.
It's just they have different approaches to how they study it. So, I don't know. It's just it's what I finally think I've come to the conclusion of, maybe that's what it is. Because I'm pretty sure at all points I have an underlying manic going on, but it's underlined. It's like baseline kind of thing. That's like, it's not impeding me, but it's just kind of always there, because my brain is not always like like
don't
on
take
track
this the wrong way or nothing, but I can see it.
Oh no, I 100% know it.
I don't want to make it sound worse than it. I think it actually really is, but I could definitely. This answer makes sense to me. Like, I can see it.
Well, it's why when I don't pick up on a conversation, because also I'm like, that impulsive, like, ADDness, when I don't pick up on sarcasm right away, is why I sometimes immediately interject. Because it's just an impulsive reaction in my brain.
Dude, but here's the thing with you and sarcasm, though. Like, you're thick to it sometimes.
Thanks.
Like,
I was gonna say, I love how you're the man who uses the most sarcasm out of all of us, but you're the one who doesn't catch sarcasm.
Me?
well,
Yeah.
notice he
Do I use the most
uses it-
sarcasm out of everyone?
Yeah, most is a bold claim. He uses it frequently. I'll say that much.
I use it bluntly.
He, well, that and like you use it in your mind. I think you use it so bluntly to the point that you feel the need to make sure that you point out that it's sarcasm, because you also did this earlier. And it's like,
That's fair. We just did this about the Facebook.
I really need to. It's like, I really need to make sure that these people don't think I'm this kind of asshole. And so it's okay. Starts chimed in. And,
I mean, yeah.
But yeah. So, like, the first time I heard sarcasm used to you, I mean, this is forever ago. I don't even remember who
Is
said
it
it
soy related,
or-
I'm guessing?
or what was
No.
said. It could have been Stevin. I know it was I know it was not me.
It's one of us who likes
Because-
to make you mad. So it's like 5 out of 6 of your friends.
I'm about to say, could have been any one of us. I know, I know this much. I was still pretty early on, so I know it wasn't me. But I'm listening to this, I'm watching this go on, and I realize after about 10 minutes or so of thinking you're just trolling or just adding to the joke, no, he's being 100% dead serious. He don't have a fucking clue. And that amazed me to no end.
See, when I do get it, I do ham it up. Like, that's the other thing.
See, that's the thing, and it's so hard to tell sometimes because, like, he either gets it or he don't.
Because I know that's the
Sometimes-
reaction, knowing people, knowing that they're using sarcasm on me, and that I don't genuinely get sarcasm that often. It's so fucking painful to not get one of the basic forms of communication. Sarcasm.
Fuck you.
I stuttered for a second. Fuck you.
Did I stutter, bitch?
I did. All right. I have a stutter. Shut up. See, I'll do that when I get the sarcasm. Like, I might start out aggressive, but then I'll turn it into humor, and you'll know it's turned to humor because I'll change my voice from angry to like that voice. You're angry. Because I find like my brain's caught up being like, that was sarcasm, idiot. Like, I don't
Is
know.
that the voice in your head? Is that a recreation of the voice in your head?
Maybe the sarcasm bot, but the rest of
what
them.
you- is that what
No,
you hear?
dude. How I explain my brain is there's multiple devs trying to take control of the train. And different devs have different things. So like, there's drunk dev, who is highly, dangerously influenced by impulsive manic dev, who
Manic dev. Do this. Drunk dev. Okay.
yes, undoubtedly.
I think the answer from Drunk Dev was okay.
No, depends on how drunk I am.
So I feel like dev is.
Like, there's, of course, depression dev that exists that I try to keep away from the wheel as much as possible, because he's really a downer. And if him and Manic dev get the wheel, it's not great for me. There's dorky dev when he on the wheel, or regular dev, if that makes sense, because like dorky dev's gonna be more hammed up, a little bit more eccentric and stuff like that, while normal me might be just sitting there eating a bag of potato chips. Or like, because I mean, there's a slight differentiation. Like playing Minecraft with me, Steven, off stream and on stream is a little bit different.
A little bit different. Like, there's off stream. You've been trying to do this whole like golem thing, and it would work so much better on stream.
What? See, the thing is, well, I've seen Steven like from like the bushes and stuff like that, and been hidden and been like, yes, Steven, yes. And he can't find me because he'll look around. He's like, where the fuck are you? Fuck you.
Thanks for ruining
Stop!
everything.
Stop it! Jay!
Here,
I'm scared. I don't want to come back out.
But I like, it's definitely something I would probably do more on stream anyways, but like, I don't know, like, not to say like dev and dorky dev are that different. It's
They're
just,
not.
I definitely turn the dial up when I'm streaming.
Sure.
Off stream, I'm much
Same
more.
song, higher volume.
Yes. What song that is?
Best.
Who the fuck
sometimes
knows?
higher octave.
Fuck you.
You can't even deny that. You can't even be mad at that because that cue
See-
the horror stream somebody.
See, again, I'll explain it. The reason why horror games get me is because I can't do anything about it. Like,
I mean, I get it. You understand? I am not judging in any way, shape, or form. I'm not
says
poking fun at you for the
judgingly.
fact. No.
I know.
I'm not poking fun at the fact that it's not the fact that you are scared right? Because I mean, I poke fun at it, but it's not from a sense of, huh, that wouldn't scare me. It's, no, that would scare the crap out of me. Go over half the games that you play, I won't touch, bro. Like, I admit it. I'm not tough enough. I'm not tough enough. I admit it. I don't care. I don't care. Do not care. Like, as a potential gift to my community, like, we might do a sub goal for a horror game in October. I feel like it's long overdue.
Do Outlast. I would suggest Outlast out of all of them. Personally, so far,
I will do my research, and you know,
out of all the games I've played, Outlast has been the most enjoyable. I would say you do have to do the Whistleblower DLC as well, because my biggest problem with Outlast is it doesn't end technically without the Whistleblower DLC. The Whistleblower DLC feels like the end of it, so it feels like you need to do both parts to get the whole story. But it's a interesting story. The jump scares are really good, to the point that I stabbed my hand with a toothpick once during it.
That was funny.
That hurt, dude.
And it was funny because, like, what about the time when you stabbed your leg with a toothpick?
Notice he just went way quieter.
I don't remember it.
He just went way quieter.
There was a moment when you you were chewing on a toothpick, and you screamed, and you threw your hands down, and you stabbed yourself in the leg with the toothpick as it was falling, or something like that.
Here's what I don't get. So if the toothpick is falling, right, and if his hand came out like this, here's the toothpick.
It should stab his hand
leg.
too. Yes.
Yeah. Like just poking through the hand and the leg.
Okay, listen, this hand's nerves aren't great.
I just remember a time, mainly it was either he dropped it and smacked it into his leg, or it was in his hand and then he smacked his leg, but he stabbed himself in the leg with a toothpick once. I remember
the hand one was the funniest though, because it was actually stuck in my hand. You could see it on the stream because I went, oh! Oh!
You might want to consider a new habit, Dev.
If you haven't noticed, when I'm playing scary games, there's no toothpicks.
That's good. You learned.
I learned. That was the experience where I'm like,
apparently, it took 2 puncture wounds, but Dev is finally like,
the leg one wasn't that bad. I don't remember it. I remember the hand, and that's what stuck with me.
Oh man. But anyway, my point is, anybody who willingly does not need to put a stream incentive up to play a horror game, you're tougher than I am. I will straight up admit it. I think you're also a little touched in the head to willingly play horror games. Those people that sit there and tell me that you enjoy horror games, no,
I do.
No, you're wrong.
I do, but you're
absolutely incorrect. You are absolutely incorrect. You're correct.
I genuinely enjoy horror games because, also some of them have some of the best stories, in my opinion, that I've played.
Here's the thing. I am cool with a game having horror elements and even a more of a horror vibe to them, right? But just straight up, no. I won't do that. I barely watch horror movies. I will do haunted houses.
I can watch horror movies all the time. Horror movies don't scare me.
That's the thing, and that's kind of where I'm at with haunted houses and other attractions and stuff. And I think that's partly due to the fact that I worked at a haunted event for years, and so I kind of know that know that vibe now. I feel like that's partly what helped me. But I just
for me right now specifically, I want to play The Last of Us 2 on stream. Only I can't really bring myself to start playing it, because I don't know what my reactions are going to be, and
I see that is a game that is a game I would play. That's honestly a game I want to play.
It's a game with horror elements, not a horror game. That's the thing.
Correct.
That's why I think you're more fortunate. That's the thing. For me. People want me to do a haunted house. That's a bad idea, because if you haven't noticed, one of my first reactions if I get scared, if I'm not is I also my hands go up.
You'll draw on somebody.
I will.
Every time
Dude, my
I probably would punch someone in a haunted house unintentionally.
State Park that I used to work at, we had we do a haunted like trail, haunted hiking trail.
Ooh.
Rig it up all. It's a 1/4 mile walk too. So I mean, there's a bunch of stuff. And I have 2 of my all-time favorite scenes to ever participate in. One is something that Star appreciates. One is something that she absolutely hates.
So the
The one
second
that
one's
she-
clowns.
The one that she appreciates was this pitch dark tunnel that I created. And so pitch black tunnel you go through. I eventually ended up having to put 2 strands of L wire up to give a faint red light so people can kind of like see this is where you go, just go straight. Because I mean, people take forever to get through it, which I mean, it's total dark and they're not allowed to bring light sources in. I get it. Black Phantom outfit, one of those ones with the face mesh over your face, right? And you might think that's a little bit excessive, but I'm also wearing this set of like this glasses rig that that are glowy eyes. They're like the eyes themselves are about right here, and so I'd flip a switch and the eyes would come on, and the effect was you would just see the eyes floating. You wouldn't see anything else. And so I'd click the lights off, click them on again. Now they're over here. Click the lights off. Now they're over here. It's a creepy effect. I loved playing with it because my whole inspiration for it was like episodes like Scooby-Doo or something, like the old ones where you just see the creepy eyes, right? And you just see the eyes. That's the effect I wanted. That was my goal in life. I wanted to recreate that effect and
I
make
think
it
you missed
cool.
out on one thing.
What is it?
Getting close to them before you turn on the eyes.
Oh, dude, no. I didn't finish the story yet.
Good.
I would get in people's face, dude. I was like, because, my tunnel, I know the dimensions, I know where I need to be, I know roughly where people are. So yeah, just get just freaking close to them. Turn on the light.
Well, the thing is
Oh,
too, you
man.
would turn on the lights and you would see them because they wouldn't see you.
Not very well because I still had the face mesh over my
Well, still,
face.
but like you would have more advantage seeing them than they would you because you're not looking directly.
Oh, yeah, because they don't know. Yeah, they don't know what I'm about to do. And then of course, as soon as flip it off, back up. Like I felt the wind off a guy. Like he was about to haymaker me. Like and so I was like, okay, cool. I did kind of get him back though because it was made out of cattle panel, so like really bendy kind of stuff. And so I roughly figured, I hope this is him I got with it, but I roughly figured on where he'd be, and I jerked down on the cattle panel really hard, and I bumped him in the head. Whoever I hit was not aware that I did anything because they're just like, ah, man, I hit my head. So like, I didn't do anything.
No, me in a haunted house, someone's getting decked, like straight up. Not like, and it wouldn't be intentionally because I've accidentally hit people when they startle me. People around me have gotten hurt because of how I move when I get startled. There's one of my friends so my friend's now wife, when we were all living in an apartment together, one of our friends was visiting from Vegas. We were hanging out, and I irritated the shit out of him because that was one of the things I would do. Like, he's the one who, I've told the story where I ran on the air, where I Wile E. Coyote'd, because what I did to him that time was I went, why, just over and over and over. And eventually he's like, next time you say why, I'm going to deck you, college. Because that was my nickname back then. And I go, why? And I turn and run. In our high school where we hung out, there was this little like brick area with grass on the top of it. So I was running across the brick and I slipped and like Wile E. Coyote'd in the air. Like he literally says, dude, I can't do anything. You broke gravity there. Because apparently I was kind of there long enough to like do like 3-4 kicks in the air. like that I was still going. And I just dropped onto the ground and then kept going. But
Like you can't follow that.
no, he can't follow that. He's like, what the fuck?
It's like,
Um,
you know what? You deserve it. We won't do nothing.
Well,
today.
I was
Yeah.
doing something similar to him this time. And I was sitting in the recliner. He was sitting on the couch right here. And he's like, keep it up. I'm gonna deck you. He never actually hits you, but he jokes about it because he always does the fake punch thing. And immediately my body goes up like this. Because I'm in a recliner, so there's no way I can really be in a defensive position easily. So I kind of lean the chair back. Unbeknownst to me, my friend's fiance or now wife, is like right here behind the arm of the chair. So my fist goes back, boom, and I accidentally hit her.
How hard?
Not even like anywhere. Like I wouldn't even say like maybe 5-10%.
Just kind of
Like
like
a like a. I moved back, so like whatever
like a
momentum
nudge?
I
Okay.
had. I mean, it was, but I hit her in the face by accident. That's the problem. Out of all places, because she's not very tall, so she's hold on, let me stand up. I want to say she was like yay-ish tall compared to me.
Okay.
So my arm jerked back.
Bump.
Yeah, pretty much. I felt like an asshole, and I didn't hear about it. I didn't hear the end of it for a while.
I bet not.
Deservedly, sort of. It wasn't entirely my fault, though.
I bet not. Listen. See, that's why when I like make threats to people who are like aggravating to me, like, number one, it's depending on the people. Like, I'm 100% genuine. I threatened to make a guy walk home once, like the rest of the way home. I was taking him home, and he kept just aggravating the living snot out of me. I stopped in the middle of the road. Nobody was like behind me or nothing. I checked, but I like slowed to a complete stop. Even turned my e-blinkers on in case someone asked a question if they came up behind me. You have never heard a human being apologize so many times so fast in your entire freaking life. No, dude, I'm sorry. No, wait, I didn't mean. I'm sorry. No.
I have. You want? There's a story similar to this. So,
Oh, do tell.
our mutual friend who we started playing Mass Effect with, Joe.
Okay.
Occasionally we get rides from my dad. And my dad, he thinks Joe's a good kid during this time.
That's an easy way to put it.
Because he
he's
is
a
a good kid. Well, man, Joe in high school knew how to push buttons.
It was to the point where, like, just his presence, like, I'd still consider him my friend, and I'd be happy to see him. But sometimes just being around him would make me angry.
Because you knew what was coming.
Yeah.
Because you knew at some point
Oh.
some conversation would come up or something stupid he would do continually.
Damn, I have a couple of those.
Like I also feel bad for Joe before you get into this because he made me angry once where I threw a pair of pliers at him, and he still has the scar from when the needle nose hit him in the chest.
That could have went like way worse.
It could have.
Because
But it
like
didn't.
no, so it's in like you throwing knifed a pair of pliers into center mass is what you're telling me.
And he has two little holes where the scar is.
Again, our upbringing in that town wasn't great.
We also duct taped the kid to the wall, so there's that, which is fun.
Well, I mean,
but no. So the thing was that
me and my best friend tied our little sisters to a tree once. So.
Jesus Christ. My dad called it the Joseph curse because anytime he gave Joe a ride, traffic or some sort of road condition would happen that my dad wouldn't be able to get to where he's going when he had planned. So there was one time where we planned on dropping him off, but suddenly there's road construction, there's this, that we had to take the entire, like we got one way and had to go all the way around. And the problem with where he lived, there was one street and you either took the one way, which was the easier way by the in and out, or you had to go all the way around this giant, and I mean stupidly large plot of dirt land that does not have any rednecks trails through it yet. Because for some reason, no one decided to go through that one. So you had to go like trek around this thing. Well, we do that. Joe brings it up, and my dad goes, Joseph, just shut up.
It was on the back of his mind the whole time. Like, it's your fault, Joseph.
Yes.
Why are you here? Dude, that Joseph curse really
man.
is a thing, isn't it, Joseph?
Well, the car heads, we drop him off all that, and then we leave. And my dad's like, I feel kind of bad. I'm like, he know. I'll talk to him about it. Don't worry.
I think I'm about to say, like, I think he would know.
Oh no, he knew. Me and him talked about it, and also it's just kind of funny. It became a joke anytime my dad. It was legitimately pretty much just my dad would drive into that area for him. It was cursed.
My dad, with my friends group, for my 16th birthday, I believe, it was a paintball themed party. The neighbor right across the road from us had a nice open patch of land, and we got permission to use it. And what was funny for everybody else involved was basically they could see where we were at all times, so they could see us shooting. So it was essentially like dinner and a show for them. Well, my dad decides he wants to participate in a game. And the thing is, credit to my dad, I mean, he was a threat. He was a threat. And I don't know who got him, but he got hit like right here. This is just a crappy place to get hit.
That's just solid bone.
Don't matter who you are, just right there. And I want to say it might have been. It was either Keith or Soy. I don't remember which one. I feel like this is correct. But I mean, he actually just starts like giving them just so much grief over it. It's like, I can't believe you did that to me. I mean, like, stone cold convincing for a couple minutes. And they're like, Rick, I'm sorry, you're all right. And finally he's like, boys, I'm okay. Like, I'm fine, it's all good.
There was one funny moment where, so speaking of something similar, we were planning one of our biggest airsoft games yet, which was the camping game.
I'd still love to do that so much.
Well, we already had gone over some of the rules, like basic stuff, but we hadn't had such a big group that we made it abundantly clear what stuff was going on. Well, one of the things in Arizona you do have to think about is rattlesnakes, because there are many varieties of them there, especially in Mojave, where there's also one of the most deadly, the Mojave Green. So my dad's like, you guys know what to do if a snake bite happens, right? And my brother, being the smart ass, was he like, cut it and then suck the venom out, because he's a smart ass. Like, my brother is Archer, is the best way to put it. From the show Archer. So my dad went, no, stop being a smart ass. And explains, lift it up so, so the circulation isn't, it isn't circulating as well because you have it higher. Keep them calm, and get them immediately to a hospital. So me being the person I am, and I was kind of the leader of the airsoft group at the time, because I was the local based leader. The rest of the people who were kind of leaders were either working too much or were in Vegas. So I was the local leader at that point, of the Kingman, Arizona airsoft team, or airsoft, whatever it is. I don't remember what the group is anymore. It's dead. It died after I left. So
feels like a subtle flex from you.
I mean, it was alive for a little bit. I will say this. It lasted like another year, but for the 2-3 year run I had it going, there wasn't really any drama. And then they got I left and they got involved with another group. But the other group wasn't great, apparently. And there was some drama and stuff like that happened. So, side note, back to what I was saying. So me being who I am, we all met at my house. We had like 7 cars out front of my house and a couple parked up. Because there was a lot of people going, so we had a lot of vehicles. And a couple were parking there because we were going to leave them there because we were going to come back the next day. So I stand up on the wall. All right, everyone. I start my speech, doing explaining everyone what's going on, what the plan is, because we still had to make some stops around town real quick before getting to the location.
Yeah.
Because it was like 8 a.m. when we all met up there. 9 o'clock when we met at my house, and then we were waiting for everyone to get there. I think we left there around 10 and finally got out of the field at like 12, 1 o'clock when we finally got out there. Which was fine in summer, because summer in Arizona lasts forever. Well, standing up there, I'm like, all right, and one more thing. If a snake bite happens, if someone gets bit by a rattlesnake, what do? And don't say, suck out the venom. Immediately, my buddy, someone who I know is 100% a smartass all the time, raises his hand. I'm like, I'm going to regret this, but you, suck out the venom. I'm like, you're a fucking asshole. And I explained it to him. Like, dude, trying to explain to that group, by the way, who wasn't like the veterans of the group, was a pain in the ass. Because this is the story I told you about, the can of beans that they threw into a fire. Didn't have toilet paper, asked if they needed to bring water.
In the desert.
In a desert.
Class act.
Camping.
Class act.
Well, my ass is over here bringing like two 24 packs of water. I have my Coleman grill, eggs, bacon. I have hot dogs for that night. No, did I have hot dogs or did I have something else? I can't remember what I brought that night, but I brought something good that night. But like, I went full out camp mode, man. Brought eggs. I did sausage with the eggs because it's easier to cook sausage on like a pan like that because it's easy. You don't have to cut it up or rip it up or anything like that. You just cook the sausage and then you cook the eggs in it. It's just super simple. And then you throw that on some tortillas. If you got some salsa or something like that, pour that on there, and boom, breakfast burritos for the morning. Delicious. Yeah, no. Who needs water for the fucking desert? Man, I fucking hated Arizona. People are idiots. Ugh.
We never did any overnight paintballing thing. I really wish we did. So like we did like my house was basically like home base. And so we'd go out to the farm and play paintball for like all day or wherever. And generally by the time we get back home, like people would shower and would just collapse of sheer exhaustion for a little while. That we play video games, eat pizza, and go to bed. So that was
Sounds fun.
It was great. It was absolutely like one of some of the better days of high school and early college. Late high school is when the paintballing thing started to get really fun because we Trav had his dad's place, a big huge farm, had a patch of woods that we actually didn't need to clear out all that much. Like we cleared out a bunch of bramble and then thorns and stuff, and we set up barricades both from the branches that we found in the place to old plywood that we found, to he went out and bought like barrels and pallets and stuff. I mean, like legit, I've seen genuine paintball areas look worse than what we had this place set up as. And it was freaking great.
No, we started doing that too. We started getting like if companies around town didn't need their pallets or something like that, we'd ask for them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just ask for like debris and stuff like that we could bring over there. So we had we started to build forts and stuff like out there. During our main spot was out in this canyon because airsoft BBs shooting up into the air aren't going to travel super far to get up a canyon wall. All right.
Nope.
So that's why we picked this little valley on the side of two cliffs. And the main map that we used had this little bunker at the top of the hill. I wouldn't even consider it a bunker. It was a small concrete room that had one entrance and a hole on the back.
That sounds like a death trap, honestly.
It was your last hope sometimes though. Because you could.
That's like one of these moments. That's your last stand. Like
yes.
You go into a place you're not intending to get out of that room until you win.
Well,
that's kind of
there was one place behind it that was truly the last stand though. Because
really?
It was known as, funny enough, Joe's Rock. because it was the same guy where he once hit up there with his MP44 airsoft gun. So it was made with real wood and stuff like that. It was his big, bulky fucking machine gun. But it worked for him because he's a taller, not the thinnest man. So like having a bigger gun that unloads a lot of fucking ammo at people, good pick. But there was one time where all of us tried to get him, but he was on this rock and it was tough to get to him. Well, then the next game, me and him end up there, and we're unstoppable because I have my M4. I'm covering one half of things. He's covering the other half of it. It was known as Joe's Rock because it was his fail-safe to get to, and it was behind the bunker. So if you managed to take the bunker, you had to take Joe's Rock next because it was the next fail-safe. I think after a certain point, we disallowed it because there was no way to easily get behind it without having to literally like cliff climb and stuff. So
dude, I'm gonna tell you what. I never actually told you boys any details about the bachelor party, did I? As far as like, where it was planned. All right, so for the, I think you all like knew, but we played paintball, which was great. Brought back a whole lot of great memories. Though some of the memories that were new, number one, I like scraped my shin to shreds 5 minutes into the first game. That's a whole other thing. But it was a D-Day type scenario. So you had Allies on one side, Axis on the other, and Axis, of course, had this giant hill that they could defend. 2 forts, 1 fort over here, 1 fort over here. Had to capture both forts to win as the Allies. Axis could recapture the forts if they got to them. And man, it was rough. It was rough. Like you get like creek. There's this big creek that was like their boundary. Like Axis couldn't cross over the creek, but they could post at just the opposite bank and just light your ass up as you're trying to go across it. And it was a slog, dude. It also didn't help much that, due to COVID, there's not really a whole lot of people that go out to those kind of things unless they're the diehards. And I reckon Torn is convinced we were the only ones. We weren't the only ones using rental gear. We were, however, one of the few. And everybody else is like carrying all their own freaking gear. And I'm just sitting there like, I have some of my own gear, but I can't vouch for how well it works. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to use the rental markers that they give because it's actually, they're Tippmann 98s. I mean, they were good guns.
That went over my head because I know nothing about like paintball guns and stuff like that.
Tippmann 98 is that's like your default. That's like generally like if you found a paintball kit in a Walmart, 9 times out of 10 there's a Tippmann 98 or 98 custom. Generally you want the custom because you can customize it more. Like mine is a custom. I have a collapsible stock 20-inch barrel. It was fitted with a red dot, and it turns out the red dot's a piece of shit. So I just
most ones that come with it are.
Iron sight. It didn't come with like I ordered it. It was a sniper kit that I ordered separate.
Plus, you're shooting paintballs that are small, round, imperfectly shaped objects, which can catch the smallest bit of air.
Well, that doesn't matter. If
you've got enough launch, air behind it, like that's the thing, man. If you got your air cranked, they'll shoot straight and true.
I would say same thing for airsoft. Like you can, like me, if you're consistently hitting, like if you know what the wind's going, you can consistently make your mark.
See, and then there are people like Torn who eventually purchased a gun set with a barrel that the only way I can describe it is it's the paintball version of the movie Wanted, as in the people that bend the bullets. You slide the slider this one way, and the paintball slide it the other way. And I mean, it like me and him sighted that sucker in at my house one day for like an hour, just fascinated at what you can get away with. You can shoot over bunkers, around trees, all this other stuff. Where it's like if you can dream it, you can build it. It was kind of one of those scenarios.
That's awesome.
Like look at all these different things you can do. And then I really started thinking about it. I'm like, fuck, I have to play against this at some point. But the saving grace to it is that it's like a very inconveniently placed dial. Like you kind of have to like take your hand off the trigger, change it, and then go back to shooting. And plus, it's kind of, there's no like clear indicators. It's just a slider, no markings. So it would take some work. It would take some practice for him.
You have to know what it is. Like, you'd have to start learning it.
And that's like the only saving grace you have against playing against something like that, because I mean, it's actually stupid, scary, accurate.
You might just set it depending on your environment. You're in the woods, you're going to want to set it to curve around. If you're playing in a place that has like drops and stuff like that, you're going to want to set it to go over.
Well, it's like, and the thing is, that's where, like, we called it the regiment, the place out at Trav's. We had it all. We had some woods, we had some bunkers, tall walls, short walls, open space. Like you couldn't, there was no one size fit all kind of formula.
Yeah.
Like the only thing that you couldn't really accommodate is a super long distance type stuff. So like me having a 20-inch barrel kind of pushed a little bit with what I could get away with, but it did the job.
Yeah, well, that's like for us with airsoft, like people, like, it's starting to get ridiculous because like most of us had like stock M4s and stuff like that. I did some customization to mine where I set up with, because I don't know if I've explained it, but I am left eye dominant, but I'm right-handed.
That's super unfortunate.
Right? So most sling attachments that come with guns and stuff like that are right-handed. Problem with that is, if I'm using a rifle, I shoot
Stevin,
left.
you look like you're dead on camera, just so you know.
Yeah, sorry, I'm reading something from work.
Oh, fair.
Or what would be work.
I mean, on the Discord call, you look fine, but I just happened to look over, and it was like all
yeah, you were over. Like
you look like you had just passed out on the show, and it's like, well, this is something we have to explain now.
But I have to be on my left side. Like, I have to use rifles on my left. I use pistols on my right because A, I'm a faster draw, and B, I can aim a pistol with my left eye from my right hand. Like, it's a little weird, but
yeah,
like
but where you middle grip it, it's
like, and I mean, you could just quick fire a pistol sometimes with CO2 rounds. Well, I had to, like, the customizations I did to it was I bought a lot of high cap magazines, because though, like, if I ever wanted to do like real airsoft stuff, I needed to get mid cap, I think is what it was, where it's like it limits the cap on there. It's not the spins or the pulls. High cap magazines, it's just like one continual bullet spray of like maybe 170 top end in there, which is fine unless you go realistic, in which case you get like 30 low cap rounds, which if you're going realistic for airsoft, kudos to you. Shit's nuts because you have 30 rounds on that fucking clip. But I had that set up with a nice sling. I got a flashlight on it for the night game. That also had a strobe light part of it. So, flash people and, enter, like, it was great because it did work. It fucked with people because suddenly you see this
right
move. And you're like, what the fuck? And then I also got, I got a vertical grip. Or not vertical grip, I got a slant grip for it. Which was nice. And then I have a 1911 as my sidearm, and then my vest with like multiple mags in my vest compartments. I have my walkie.
I got the biggest. Honestly, if I had to like bear my setup down for the sake of like what was really the game changer for me, if I had to just pick one, it was actually the stock. Because regular paintball marketers, you've seen them, all you got's the tank back there. But having a stock, have something you can actually use like a rifle.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So throw that in with a 20-inch barrel, which has way more accuracy than the stock barrel. And oh my gosh, I became a whole other player at that point. Once I had it, the red dot I kept on there mostly because it was like the gun looked freaking awesome. I still have pictures of that gun fully assembled.
Oh, I also used to have an ACOG.
It looks freaking great, and I was just like, oh, man. And it kind of broke my heart when I had to disassemble it, because I was like, it doesn't fucking work. It gets in the way. It's stupid.
What I wanted was a one of the hybrids where it was like I could tilt it and all that. Because mine was a CQC M4, but it still had some range to it just based on its FPS. So I was able to shoot further, but it was more based for like close quarters combat. So like if you were 50 yards out, I'm not as accurate as I could be from 20 to 30. Which is fine, because the gun still was accurate enough from that range that I could at least hold you down while someone moved up. But if you're closer, I was definitely more likely to get a shot on you. And I'm also one of those people that, this is why we made the rule, you have to have eyewear, but I'm not afraid to shoot you in the head. Especially that's the only thing you're fucking poking out.
Yeah, it's like, you take that risk at that point.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
I 100% agree with it.
Well, that's why I had my face mesh, I had my goggles, I wore a cap of some sort, and then my Shimog that I use as a mask now occasionally, I had around my neck, because I also don't want to get fucking shot in the neck.
So I, for the first time, got shot in the neck, twice actually, during the bachelor party. Like, pop, like right on the side. It wasn't in the jugular. I'm thankful for that.
Yeah,
right here. It stung.
Oh, it hurts.
But I was, actually not the worst pain that I felt shot-wise for the whole day. That happened here. And to explain why, the paintball mask that I rented did not have the visor. And I didn't have a cap that day. And so I'm like, this is going to come back to bite me. And I mean, as soon as I grabbed it off the equipment table, I'm like, this is actually, out of everything that could go wrong today, I am going to get pelted somewhere. It's going to happen. Right around the edge where a visor would be is where I'm going to get fucking just creamed. Sure enough, never saw the shot coming. Whack! I was like, get out! Fuck me. It was brutal, man.
Yeah.
Coupled with the fact that, man, we had a bunch of assholes on the other side of the team. This is the only bad part about the entire day. Like, the entire day was there were some people that weren't using their freaking eyes and seeing, your hands up, the gun's like pointed straight up in the air. This is the universal sign for out. Okay?
Yes.
This is the universal sign for out to, like, try to get your freaking point across. Beyond this, there's nothing. I don't know what you want.
Other than screaming, out!
Nah, because they can't fucking hear because they're too busy still lighting your stupid ass up. And it just, like, there were some of them, I was like, whatever, like, borderline was going to get kicked out of the place because I was going to walk up to this guy and empty my hopper in his face. Like, because he was, like, the worst defender.
That's one thing with Airsoft, like, that is the thing, there is an honor system in Airsoft, because you can't definitively see someone's out. That is one thing, like, at major, like, events and stuff like that, they have the rag system, where you're out, you put the rag over your head. But if you're not, like, that's the thing. Until I hear, like, in Airsoft, until I hear you call out, I'm unloading. Like.
Yeah, well, see, and you have the fortunate, like, Airsofts are, like, generally, like, quieter.
Yes.
And so, like, that's totally doable. But when you have, like, 75 to 100 people and they're all unloading HPAs, it's just... Oh my god.
Well, I mean, dude, the thing is, our guns weren't quiet either. Like, we had CO2 snipers.
Quieter,
yes. But you have, like, my fucking motor going.
Yeah. And my biggest problem, the most terrifying moment of the entire day, though, it was like a Remember the Alamo kind of thing. It was like I was trapped in Fortress number 2. We were on the defending team. It was bad. The situation was pretty dismal. I knew we were probably going to lose because we're running low on paint. We can't leave the fucking fort because, if you get hit in the fort, you're instantly respawned. So you can keep fighting. At this point, it's a game of Iron Man. Like, do you want to deal with it? Is essentially where that's at. Which one would think give you an advantage until you pair up on teams and you're pretty sure you're outnumbered 3-1. Like, that kind of sucked. And again, people on the other side are assholes. Like, you can't leave the fort for your own fucking safety because the people won't stop shooting. Because, like, I was, like, actually getting real super dehydrated and thought about making the call, like, hey, player needs out. and I was just like, I didn't trust these guys. I didn't trust them at all. So I was kind of just chilled. I shot until I ran out of paint. And I was kind of like, all right, now what? I would shoot fake rounds at people, and they bought it, and then, so they duck and cover. That was fun.
I've done that,
but
it's fun.
Yeah, because I mean, what else can you do? There was a guy on my team that like held off a squad of like 6 because he bluffed him out so hard, and I'm just like, these guys are wusses, man. Like, what the heck? But yeah, there was this one guy I was trading with him. I don't know where he was or what, but I had a little peephole, and I literally stuck the barrel out and just and I put the barrel back, and I would hear like all around the hole, and I was like, me being who I am. Now it's a game. Now it's a game. It kept happening.
In paintball, do you count gun as out, by the way?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So that makes
equipment
sense.
hits.
Because airsoft for us, usually, at least when we played, we didn't count as equipment because it's tougher to tell.
But yeah, if you don't feel it, then it's like.
Yeah, exactly.
But with paintball, you know, you got some neon freaking pink, blue, whatever paint on your hopper, which was the other thing that a lot of these other guys were freaking guilty of. You know, it got hit right on the other side of the hopper. Like, I don't care what they say, you can feel the gun jerk if it gets hit. You can feel it. It's not overly hard, but it's also not that subtle to where you don't feel the boop of that.
No, paintballs are
guy,
like, airsoft is understandable because you can, like, you might hear it, but you don't necessarily feel
glances. It glances, yeah.
While paintball, those suckers are like that, dude.
It's
like,
a paint-filled
it's a
rock
fucking-
coming right
yeah,
at you. I
dude.
mean, it comes right at you, and depending on where it hits you, it feels like a damn rock.
We could go on this forever, but we should call it.
We've left Stevin out of the conversation for like
we
half
have.
hour.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. You guys were having a moment. You're broing
Having a
out. It's
moment.
totally
We're
fine.
bonding.
Jay, I would love, by the way,
we don't get to do this anymore.
Jay, I would love to airsoft with you and paintball with you at some point.
Absolutely. We'll just
we would, us enter each other's ecosystems.
I actually have all my paintball gear here with me.
I still, all of mine is in my, all my airsoft is right under my bed. Because also, jokingly, if the zombie apocalypse happened, my vest is still going to be useful.
To a point.
Well, carrying stuff, and it's an extra layer of protection. Like, you're not going to stop a bullet, but, you know,
It'll hold more bullets.
Well, besides that,
it will hold more bullets.
it will hold more bullets. But besides that, it will stop, like, you know, it'll not necessarily let a knife or something dig as far in me, or a like, if something's trying to gnaw on me, it can't really gnaw through that. So there's that. Nom 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 nom. Speaking of nom nom nom, you guys up for Minecraft tonight?
Sure, why not?
Sure.
Yes. All right. Well, you can catch us all on our respective things. And, you know, thank you for hanging out tonight. We've hit some serious. We didn't get really political tonight for once, for the first time in a few weeks. That's nice.
Let's make that a trend.
It's probably not going to be a trend.
Let's make it a trend, Dev. It's not going to be that way by default. We have to work at it. So let's just make it the trend.
1 week later. What the fuck?
Like, we just talked about this.
People are idiots. Anyways.
Well, that's not even politics. That's not even fair.
Well, shut up, you. Good night, everybody.
No.